Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and get started. It's 3 after 2. I am Andy Wright. I am the Manager of Policy, Communications, and Legislative Affairs here at DRPT, and thank you so much for joining us today. I have here on the call with me 3 individuals that work with me in the Policy and Communications office. I have Haley Glenn, who is our Public Relations Specialist. I have also Amy Friedenberger, who is a communications specialist who works also and handles legislative affairs for the agency. And then lastly, Miriam Foster, who's a communications specialist for the agency and handles a lot of the marketing initiatives that we do for transit and TDM. So I'm glad again that you all could join us today. I hope that today is the start of DRPT's policy and communications staff working more with you on our initiatives and programs, and that you will take today as the first step in reaching out to us more often and for technical assistance or just working together. So if you could go to the next slide, please. So the main goal and the agenda for today is we're going to talk about the initiatives that we're going to be working on over the next year. The first one that probably one of the most important ones is Rediscover Your Ride, which we'll be kicking off in the spring. We'll be talking about ways that we can help you all with y'all's task, as well as ways that you can help us. But then we'll go into very great detail about a lot of the things that we're going to be working on in 2022. And then a couple of things that we're doing on our end to improve our brand with giving it more recognition and a brand refresh. Next slide, please. So the first thing I just wanted to talk about real quickly is our communications initiative. We have put together a task order, and we're now working with an outside consulting firm, Rheingold, which is based up in the Northern Virginia area. And they're helping us with several tasks, the first being a brand refresh. They did a brand audit where they reviewed all of our collateral. They interviewed our internal and external stakeholders, and some of the people that were interviewed externally are on this call today. They did an analysis of our collateral, looking at who we send it to, who's reading it, and they have put together a list of findings and recommendations that we're going to be implementing over the next year. And one of those recommendations was to do meetings like this to look for ways to collaborate with our partners. One of the things that they will also be doing over the next few months is they'll be taking a look at our logo and our brand and possibly redesigning the logo, as well as coming up with just an all new, totally new brand for the agency. The next thing they also will be doing is taking a look at the DRPT website. The website was last updated in the middle of the 2010s and is in a long needed to be updated and overhauled. So we will be having a new website in the first half of 2022, a new CMS, defining the goals and strategies and the audience of the website, improving the accessibility, on designing a new platform and wireframes. Next slide, please. And the last thing they're doing is just helping us develop a communications plan for 2022. As I mentioned just a moment ago, they've analyzed our collateral, our PR efforts. They've looked at our social media over the last year, and they're helping us set best practices and improve our messaging and our performance with our social media, our press releases. And we're very excited. We're going to be implementing a lot of these over the first half of 2022 to improve the agency's marketing and messaging to the public. So I will turn it over to my colleagues to continue.
All right, we are going to be launching our first poll. So before we get started today, we just wanted to know, have you participated in one of DRPT's 2021 communication initiatives? I'm just watching the panel fill out right now. I'll give it just a few more seconds. All right, so 38% of our audience did participate in one of our communication initiatives, 47% did not, and 16% do not remember, or they don't remember what they had for lunch today. All right, so I'm going to pass it over to Miriam, who will be going over the just rediscover your ride.
Thanks, Bailey. The Transit Recovery Marketing Initiative, or Rediscover Your Ride, is for transit agencies and regional transportation organizations that will partner with DRPT and use the marketing kit developed by DRPT. A statewide marketing campaign will begin March 1st and will include digital, social, radio, and print ads. Funding is still available for agencies who would like to promote transit in their region, and I would highly recommend using the DRPT marketing materials because unified messaging is often more effective. Please contact your transit program or commuter assistance programs manager for more information about this great funding opportunity. Next slide, please. The Transit VA site, unfortunately, is not currently up, but it will be back online by March 1st. We have recently worked with Loudoun County Transit and Dash to create digital and print ads. With the Loudoun County ad, they provided their own photography and logo. Dash chose to use the stock imagery provided by DRPT and customize the copy for a print ad. We are happy to help you create different kinds of ads, including video, and we can help you with original or stock images and can provide copy, edit your copy, or simply review and approve the ad. Next slide, please. And I will hand it over to Julie.
Hi. So a lot of you may have received an email by now if you're one of our partners. We are doing a study called the Virginia Transit Equity and Modernization Study. And part of this study includes getting input from riders across the Commonwealth. And right now we're doing this February promotion to gather stories about how transit has impacted their lives. You should have received materials in an email. If you haven't, feel free to reach back out to us and we can help you. But the Virginia Transit Association has also been sort of the point group on this too, so you can also reach out to them about how to get the word out about this as well. And I'll turn it back over.
All right, so as Andy mentioned, I'm Haley Glenn and I do our public relations and marketing, and that includes our managing our social media accounts. One of our goals for 2022 is to grow our social media presence. So we do encourage all of our partner agencies to follow us on our different accounts. On Facebook, we are VDRPT. On Twitter and Instagram, you can find us at Virginia DRPT. And on LinkedIn, you can just search our full name, Virginia Department of Rail and Public Transportation, to connect with us on those platforms. So your success is our success. So we would like to share your content, friend you, and really help grow your social media presence with our outreach. When we are able to see what you're doing on social media, we can then share it, and our audience will be able to follow along with all of the wonderful work that you're doing. When you registered for this webinar, we did collect your social handles so that we can follow you and share your content. And I did see that several of you left the social media part blank when you registered for the workshop. So if you don't have a social media presence, we are also open to helping you start your social accounts, and we can also provide training on best practices. Next slide, please. So you probably have seen some of the posts that we've been having on our various social accounts. But last year we celebrated Black History Month in February, and this year we are as well. Last year we had representatives from 12 of our partner agencies participate in this initiative, and we thought it was really successful, but we do want to grow that and get more of our partner agencies involved in the initiatives that we have. So this year we are mixing it up a bit, and we're highlighting a timeline of important African American-led transportation innovations. And if your agency has any significant Black history, please share your stories, and we would be happy to reshare them on our account so that we can showcase them this month. Next slide, please. So this is a newer ad that we're going to be doing this year. It's going to be very similar to how we did Black History Month this past year. And we are going to be reaching out to all of our partner agencies in mid-February seeking employee nominations from females. These can be female leaders, operators, mechanics, or any employees behind the scenes who are inspirational women in transportation. You know, transportation is a male-dominated industry, so we think that it's really important to recognize females in the field and encourage the next generation of transportation professionals. You'll actually be receiving an email in your inbox at the conclusion of the webinar today that will have the nomination forms available for you. You can nominate as many female employees as you like. We just ask that you use a separate form for each employee that you nominate, and that you supply a photo of your nominee and a brief narrative to assist in our efforts. We will be highlighting these females throughout the month of March on our website and our various social media channels, so please be on the lookout for those nomination materials coming soon. Next slide, please. So in 2021, we celebrated Transit Operator Appreciation Day on March 18th, and this is a day that's celebrated annually. And just a little bit of history, that date was selected to commemorate the first ever bus line in 1662 Paris, and it was actually a system of horse-drawn carriages that ran across the streets of Paris on a dedicated set schedule. So we'll celebrate our frontline transportation heroes again this year on March 18th for Transit Operator Appreciation Day. For drivers and operators who continue to go above and beyond the call of duty during the pandemic and beyond. So please, when you get those nomination materials, that will probably go out in early March. Please nominate your go-to operators to be recognized in a tribute video like we created last year. Last year, we received 29 nominations from our partner agencies across the Commonwealth, and we do hope to grow that effort this year. Next slide, please. So this is a new initiative that we are kicking off in partnership with the Virginia Tourism Corporation to identify destination marketing organizations across the Commonwealth to join us for a VTC Summit. This will be a collaborative conversation on how to successfully work together to encourage tourists to explore and experience Virginia's public transportation systems. We will be spotlighting the benefits of public transportation. We're going to be discussing how to best collaborate with these destination marketing organizations to promote travel via public transportation. And we'll also be making the DMOs aware of the public transportation options available to visitors of their areas. Our desired takeaways are just to better understand the needs of these destination marketing organizations to elevate the partnership and identify information to include in toolkits that can best equip our partners to promote the usage of public transit. Additionally, VTC was recently awarded $50 million in ARPA funding to disperse to these destination marketing organizations, and I think it will be a really good time to align our marketing goals with these grant opportunities. So for example, if one of these destination marketing organizations gets a grant for marketing, they may want to advertise or buy space on some of our partners' buses, and I think that it would be really easy for us to help share the information, and it's just a win-win scenario for all. Next slide, please. So our cell phone awareness campaign launched launched last April during Distracted Driving Awareness Month with the implementation of Virginia's hand-free ban for drivers from holding a cell phone while driving a vehicle. We are going to continue raising awareness and showcase this as a benefit for using public transportation. Our messaging focused on staying connected and letting us do the driving. Last year, this was a really successful awareness campaign that resulted in a lot of social media engagement and partner participation. And due to its success, we will be relaunching it this April in conjunction again with Distracted Driving Awareness Month. And we will likely duplicate this as another avenue for cause opportunities to help spread awareness. And with that, I'm going to kick it. I think we actually have a poll coming up. All right, so this is our second poll. Go ahead and launch that. So what is your biggest marketing and communication challenge? Is it staffing, your budget, the know-how, whether that's technical or marketing knowledge, or all of the above? We have about 50% of the votes in right now. If we'll give it a few more seconds. All right, so 16% is a staffing issue, maybe just not having the marketing or communication person on staff. 34% is budget, just not having a sufficient marketing budget. Know-how, whether it's technical or marketing, is 27%. And then kind of a combination of all of these, 23% said all of the above. So I think that really this is our opportunity to connect with all of our partners and offer the technical support and guidance that we have, and all of our expertise that we can share with you. We are more than happy to connect with you all. All right, I'll pass it over to Miriam.
Thanks. This year, we have several commuter assistance marketing campaigns, including 2 new promotions. Next slide, please. Starting in late March, we will begin promoting telework VA with digital and radio ads. The campaign will run from March to June and September through October. These ads will be targeted to business leaders in Virginia. Next slide, please. In May 2022, we will promote Bike Month. In previous years, we ran a campaign during Bike to Work Week in May. The DRPT has decided to start promoting biking as a commuting option and for commuting and recreation throughout the month of May. The site will include an events calendar, so please start sending me events in your region as soon as possible. Next slide, please. In June 2022, DRPT is planning a new annual marketing campaign, Discover Transit, which will include Transit Week. Each week of June will have a different theme, similar to what we have done for Transit Appreciation Month in 2020 and 2021. The call to action is for Virginians to discover transit in their communities. Next slide, please.
All right, we've got another poll. And I think after this poll, we're going to open the lines if anyone wants to share any of their stories. All right, so this poll. How do you primarily advertise your service? Do you use print, social media, which was organic, so anything that you're posting on your timeline that's not paid or boosted, using social media that is paid or boosted, using radio or TV, or outdoor? All right, I'm going to give it a few more seconds to allow a few more people to vote. We have 57% of the votes in. All right, so it looks like the majority of you are using organic social media to market your service. This time we are going to open the lines for any questions or comments. If you have a question, you can raise your hand in the participant panel, or you can type your question into the question panel on your right. I'm just looking for any hands. How about now that you've seen some of the initiatives we've been working on in the past year, do you change your opinion on whether or not you've participated in them once we've jogged your memory? Anyone want to share any information about some of their challenges or success stories with communication and working with our agency? All right, so Joseph, you should be able to unmute your line. Joseph Bonanno.
No, that's right. It's okay. Yeah, it seems like as it was either you or Miriam just mentioned that bike month, there's going to be an emphasis on recreational riding as well as commuting. Well, I'm a regional coordinator for Ride Solutions, and we were told in the past that not to really promote recreational riding. Is that going to change this year?
Yes, that is going to change this year. We're primarily, this scenario, by the way, we're primarily still focusing on commuting, but we will be including some ads that are not necessarily the messaging will be about recreational biking, but we'll be showing more in our images.
Yeah, because our region, we have outside of the towns, we have a lot of neat little country roads where you can people can sort of bike in a loop, like it's just sort of a day out. These roads with very little traffic, beautiful scenery, and it might be a great way to get people involved in biking. Then maybe down the road they can sort of embrace commuting a little bit more.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that we can customize your ads also for your area. So if you want to talk more about that or change out the images, we'll be providing stock images to everyone, but of course you can put in your own images and your own logo. So
sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I did see that our fellow staffer, Chris Arabia, has raised his hand. I think he might have a comment on that. Chris, your line's unmuted.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so Joe, sorry for the maybe contradiction of some answers here, but related to your commuter assistance program grants, as we all know, the purpose of that program is to try to reduce single occupant vehicles on the road. So the same will apply going forward with bike promoting. If you can show that you are taking a car off the road, that person's using a bike instead of on a trip that they would have taken by car, then yes, we can do that. The concern we've had in the past is a lot of recreational bike is not taking a car off the road. So I think overall on Bike Month, it's awareness of biking and things like that. So that's what DRPT is doing. But as far as using your grant to promote recreational biking, again, we still need to be very careful there that it's going towards promotions that will take auto trips off the road and not just say, hey, it's a fun outdoor activity for your family, because that's just not, I mean, while we support that and we like it, and some of us actually do that, it just doesn't, it's not part of the established goals of the purpose of the grant funding.
Sure, thank you guys.
To do that. So sorry, but we'll work with you if you've got an idea.
Okay, all right, thank you for the clarification on that.
All right, Karen, our partner at VRE, has also raised her hand. Karen, you should be able to unmute your line.
Thanks, Haley. I just have, I'm asking for a quick point of clarification in terms of telework VA and sort of what focus that's going to take, because the truth of the matter is that's what's killing us at VRE, right? All the telework. So are you taking a slightly different focus with it this time around?
Miriam, I'll let you answer that one.
I would say that we don't think of telework as competing with transit or rail or VRE, or we're here to help businesses who want to create a hybrid schedule, whether that's having people telework part-time or full-time, but it's more about providing resources to businesses than it is about keeping people off of buses. We think that they can work together.
Well, that's what I was kind of wondering what the focus is going to be. So it's more on, it's not keeping people out of the office teleworking 5 days a week, but making it compatible and working with employers to show how that can go hand in glove with public transportation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, we have another question, hand raised from Renee Moore. You should be able to unmute your line.
I actually just put it in the chat. I just wanted to know where I could find the marketing collateral that you've been showing. And I had an earlier question, but someone answered about the biking, if it was for all commutes, not recreational, but for commutes other than going into work. But it's been answered.
Andy, do you know when we'll be able to put the marketing collateral up on our website? Or Miriam?
Speaking of the Rediscover Your Ride collateral, that the goal is to have the transit VA website back up by the end of this month for the start of the promotion. And if you can just reach out to us directly and we can send the collateral to you.
All right, thank you, Andy. Miriam, were there any questions in the chat that I might have missed?
I think someone said that they were interested in some type of social media creation workshop. That is from Matt.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, we are going to have a poll, I think, a little further down, and it's going to ask about some types of trainings that you might be interested in, and I will make sure that I jot that down because I think that's a great idea. Thanks, Matt. All right, so with that, we will get back to the webinar. Thank you for all your questions. Next slide, please, Amy. All right, so Celebrate Transportation Day, it was established by legislation passed during the 2018 General Assembly. It designates the Thursday before Memorial Day for the observance. In 2021, Celebrate Transportation Day highlighted both shared use trails that play a vital role in the Commonwealth's multimodal transportation systems and the statewide anti-litter campaign, Virginia is for Lovers, Not Litter. The new Secretary of Transportation, Shep Miller, will determine this year's theme, and we'd like to encourage our partner agencies this year to participate by organizing similar events throughout the Commonwealth. Stay tuned for more information on this effort. Next slide, please. All right, so DRPT was established in 1992, so that means that this July 1st, we will be celebrating our 30th anniversary. In the coming months, we will be reaching out to our partner agencies to gather historical photos and favorite memories of DRPT throughout the years. And we'd love to hear your stories so that, if you have anything to share, please don't hesitate to reach out, because I think that the more stories that we have, the more photos that we have, the more we can really highlight the success of the past 30 years. We also wanted to, I should have left the lines open because we were going to ask for any success stories, but if any of our partners have recently experienced a big milestone anniversary and they'd like to share any of those stories or pitfalls or anything to avoid, you can raise your hand at this time in the participant panel, or you can also type in your story or send me a message. I'm just going to take a look real fast and see if there's anyone. How about Kelly Hitchcock? You should be able to unmute your line.
Yeah, hi. Mine was a follow-up really about the bike month. I think, and I might have misunderstood, I think we were told to not create your own brand for bike month. And I just want to confirm so that DRPT is going to have a logo and a brand associated with bike month. And we're not to do something separate, but rather send what is being done locally to you guys, but don't create a logo or anything. Is that correct?
That is correct. We will be creating a logo and a brand, and we'll be providing you with all the ads by April 1st for that. But yeah, and you can feel free to reach out. This is Marion, by the way. You can feel free to reach out to me after the workshop.
Okay, great. That's what I thought it was. I just want to make sure. Thank you.
Okay, I also see that Emily Cass has her hand raised. You can unmute your line now.
Yes, this was going to Bike Month. As far as, are there going to be co-branding opportunities for my Bike Month? And how is that going to affect media buys in the different areas?
There will be co-branding available, and we will be happy to either give you the ad and you can place your brand on it, or we will do it for you. We're more than happy to do it for you. In terms of media buys, I'll have more information about that as we get closer to the actual event.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, Karen, do you have your hand raised again to share a success story on an anniversary, or is that still the hand raised from before?
It's a new one, a success story. So I just think we need to coordinate very closely with you because this is BRE's 30th anniversary year as well. We started running trains in mid-June of '92 on the Manassas line, and then mid-July of '92 on the Fredericksburg line. So I think some coordination is called for to celebrate all those milestones.
Absolutely, that's exciting. All right, so yeah, if you guys have any historical photos from DRPT back in 1992 or anything that you'd like to share, please send us an email or any of your fun stories about DRPT or your success stories if you think about them later. All right, next slide, please. I'm going to hand it over to Miriam to talk about Rideshare Month.
In October, we're going to start our second new campaign, which is Rideshare Month. This will be DRPT's first year promoting Vanpool and the Commute VA program. As with our other programs, we will be placing digital and out-of-home ads. And I will be contacting all of you over the next few months about these promotions and providing marketing toolkits. Next slide, please.
Quick. It's back to Haley. So let's see, our PIO meeting. So this is what we would like to propose, is to plan regular meetings with our key communication representatives from our partner agencies. These can be spokespeople for your agency, the communicators, the marketers, the public relations staff, whoever that might be that's tasked with promoting your agencies externally. If that's not you, we would love your help in identifying those individuals within your agency. These would be just regular touch points with the PIOs that will help us share our goals, benefit each other, and communicate initiatives before their launch. Additionally, these will also be training opportunities for our partner agencies. We're now going to launch that poll to kind of gauge your interest in these regular touch points. So would you like to have regular PIO meetings? Yes or no? All right, we'll give it a few more seconds. All right, so 79% of you said yes, 21% said no. And if we do decide to go forward with these regular touchpoint PIO meetings, participation would be voluntary as well. And we would make sure that everyone knows what the agenda is beforehand to see if it's something that might be of interest to your organization. And I see that Emily Cass, you have your hand raised again. Did you have a question you'd like to share? You should be able to unmute.
That was from last time.
Nope. I'm sorry about that. Always a few technical difficulties here and there, right? All right, I think that there is a second poll before we go on to the next section. All right, so for those that said that they would like to have these regular touchpoint PIO meetings, we'll launch this poll for you. How often would you like to meet? Would you like to meet monthly, quarterly, annually, or no set meetings on an as-need basis? All right, so it looks like the preference is either monthly or sorry, quarterly or on an as-need basis. So we'll get with our team and we will work on potential agendas and see if there, is enough material that we would need to cover this quarterly, or if perhaps we just do it on an as-need basis. All right, and I'm going to just check the hand raising again. I'm getting some notes that we've got a few people raising their hands right now. Let's see.
We also have some questions.
Okay, Miriam, would you mind fielding those questions for us?
Sure. One of the questions is, will this webinar be made available to view later? And the answer is yes. Yes, it will be made available, and I believe it will be emailed out to you, the link to it. And who is the best person to email about collateral? That is basically which marketing campaign. I would say it's a safe bet to contact either Haley or myself, but I would also ask you to get in contact with your program managers or contacting us to make sure that if they have any directives for you or if they have any information that they would like to share with you before you start your marketing campaign.
All right. Are there any other questions before we move on? Miriam, you still there?
Yes. We have another person who would like to get a copy of the slide deck along with the webinar link. And
Yes,
that's it for the typed out questions.
All right, let me just make sure that we don't have any hands raised. Kelly, I see your hand raised again, but very,
Yeah.
oh,
Sorry.
awesome.
So just for clarification, so bike months, you guys will do, you'll have the promotion, we can co-brand. But the Celebrate Transportation Day, which is the Thursday before Memorial Day, is also in May. So I'm just.
So Celebrate Transportation Day is geared towards the employees, and it's just a way for your organization to highlight whatever it is that the new secretary decides to have the theme for.
Okay,
so
I had a note. That's what I was just trying to get clarification on. Okay, gotcha.
Okay, yeah.
So more to come. There will be more to come relative to Celebrate Transportation.
Yes, yes.
Okay, sorry, thank you.
That's all right. Last year we did a staff litter collection, and we just walked around like the Shaco slip and picked up litter, and then we had a staff lunch to conclude, and it was just a great way to get together and promote the initiatives and celebrate transportation. But it was not, it wasn't marketed with materials. All right, I'm going to close this out and we can move on to the next. All right, so our Daily Express. This is our service. It's a daily news service that scrapes the internet for relevant news stories about public transportation, rail, and commuter programs. We curate the content every weekday morning and deliver it to your inbox at 9 a.m. If you're not currently receiving the Daily Express, I would like to take the emails that you used to register for today's webinar and subscribe you. If you get the subscription in your inbox and it is completely not something that you're interested in, you can just click at the bottom and unsubscribe yourself. I just thought it would be maybe easier to just bulk upload everybody who is here today. Let's see. And I think with that, I'm going to hand it back over to Miriam.
What we're going to talk about now is logo design. These logos were created in-house and are used for various marketing campaigns, programs, and initiatives. If you need a logo, or next slide, please, or a handbook, of brochures, or any other marketing collateral, please feel free to reach out to us. Next slide, please. Recently, we helped out Pulaski Area Transit. They launched 2 new routes, and working with our DRPT Transit Program Manager, we were able to assist them with creating marketing collateral. As you can see, we create graphics and copy for their social media, and wrote their press release and shared our media contact list so they could send it out. So just let us know what we can do, and we are here to help you. Next slide, please.
All right, I think this is our last poll for today's workshop. And I'm going to go ahead and launch that. What type of training are you interested in? Would you be interested in social media management, how to create ads, how to engage customers, media monitoring, or Google Analytics? And in order for us to manage these trainings, we were going to potentially reach out to our communications bench, and they are professional consultants that have expertise in these platforms, and they would be providing the training for us potentially. And in that case, we'd also have that as an introduction, because all of our partner agencies that receive grant funding from DRPT are eligible to use our bench contracts for any of their marketing collateral as well. All right, I'll close this out and share. Looks like we've got a good mix of different training types. So Google Analytics, looks like how to engage customers is one that looks like a big interest point. Social media management. So again, we'll take the results of this slide today and put together an agenda for our first maybe quarterly touch point. All right, with that, I'm going to hand it back over to Andy to close us out.
Well, thank you, everybody. I know we have given you all a lot of information today, and maybe a little bit overwhelming, but I appreciate you all taking the time to join us for this workshop. We have a lot of very important initiatives over the next year. You know, the very first one just starting in 21 days with Rediscover Your Ride. So, you know, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, here are our email addresses. You can send an email to one of the 4 of us. We're very happy to help you. If you need collateral, just email one of us. We'll send it over to you. Before we go today, I'll just open it up one last time if there's any questions or comments before we go.
All right. Miriam, do you have the question panel open?
I do, and one of the comments we received is one recent posting that this agency had reached over 15,000 people in 3 days. Can someone at DRPT share Transit Systems Facebook post to help us grow the number of people we reach? And our answer to that is absolutely. We would be more than happy to share your Facebook post on the DRPT page. And I also just wanted to give a reminder to everyone that please contact your DRPT program manager prior to running ads. They need to review and approve your marketing materials before they are used. So just a reminder.
Yeah, just a helpful tip. If you reach out to one of the four of us, just copy your program manager on that email. We work very closely with all the departments here at the agency. We're always in touch and talking. So that just is a helpful hint. Just if you reach out to us, just CC them on the email. Any other questions, comments? All right, well, hearing none, thank you all again for joining us. We look forward to working with you all. I hope today is just the start of a good working relationship where we can help you all and provide technical assistance and vice versa. So I look forward to working with all of you all, and we'll be in touch again to do this another time. So thank you and have a good afternoon.